Hello everybody, it's Claire back with day 21 and 22 of the Art by Marlene Advent Calendar. My little tag accordion is getting very chunky. I love it. So I've got these ladies on the stencil today, and immediately kind of knew what I was going to do with this fabulous lady with her bikini on. So using the duo acrylic markers just to add some colour through to get some idea of what's going on first, and then I'm going to add more detail afterwards. So very similar to the way that I used the stencils that had the cityscapes on them. So here I'm just using my Pilot G-Tech C4 pen, which is a very, very fine liner, just to draw in the details on the stenciled image, add a few more little embellishments just to make it kind of come together. Here she is. She is going to be laying on a lilo in a pool, because why not? Because that's kind of nice to think about in the middle of winter, which it is here in the UK. So I'm just doing like a little sleepy face. She's got her eyes closed, and I'm just going to have her chilling. So I've then grabbed a Neo Colour 2 in a slightly darker tone. I'm just adding a few shadows on there just to make it a bit more 3D. I'm going to now think about what she's going to be lying on, and and also the background. So little postage stamp works perfectly. So that's come from the Art by Marlene Golden Oldie Collector's book. And here I'm just adding in some colour. So you'll notice a lot of these tags I have just gone in with a solid colour for the background. And then I sometimes start from there and just build up the interest. So on the stencil that came a few days ago, the one that I said I found really difficult to use, I'm going to use these kind of watery shapes just to create a bit of interest on that first layer. And although I haven't gessoed the tag, you can see the paint is still lifting off quite nicely because it is wet and I'm not rubbing too hard, so I am just literally lifting off the top layer. If I'd put gesso on, I would have been able to lift it back to mostly white. However, I quite like the effect that I've achieved. Now I'm just going to go in with some other blues and layer up all the marks of these waves and make it look like the water's a bit choppy, but she's going to be chilling on her lilo. Sometimes adding a border is a great way to finish off a page or a tag, and that's what I've done here, and it's already starting to feel a bit more kind of contained. So then I'm going to stick the lilo in place along with the lady who's chilling on top of it, and then start to think about the other elements that I need to add. So my other favourite stencil was this little circly one, so I'm just going in with some white, or it might actually be a metallic-y silver, and I'm just going to stencil some of that on to the background as well. And then make some kind of watery, wavy marks on the water as well. This is a Signo Uniball in white. And then to finish off, a quote from one of the previous days from the advent calendar. So when they come like this, quite often I'll chop them up so that I can spread the words out a little bit. Just gives you a bit more choice with where to put it, especially if you break it down into smaller pieces. So that's day 21. Quite a cool one, especially for winter, not very Christmassy. On to day 22. So here we are, day 22, not many left to go now already. It's nearly done. And we've got these lovely little paper elements. They're all kind of quite Christmassy. And immediately I thought about Christmas toys. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to make a bookshelf that's going to have lots and lots and lots of toys on it ready for Christmas. So again, I'm going to go in with a solid colour on my background. My tag isn't gessoed. These are all Art by Marlene paints that I'm using. In fact, I don't think I've used anything in this project that isn't Art by Marlene apart from the sari ribbon. Then I'm painting like a bookcase type of shape on here. I'm just kind of going for this really. I didn't draw it out first, but you know, you could just as easily if you wanted to. I just want there to be like 3 shelves on here, and then I'm going to start to add my little elements on. So this is a great way to use some of those little paper die cut shapes. I'm going to vary the colour on here, so I'm going in with a nice light brown on top of that dark, just to vary the edges of the bookcase so it brings a bit more interest to it. Then I'm grabbing some of the other stencils. I'm going to add some stenciling onto the background just to make it look a bit less plain. This isn't going to be the main interest really. This isn't the focal point. This is just going to help those little paper cut die elements to work. And then adding a bit of stamping. I think this little text stamp is my fave. I just love it. I love using text on my work, whether it's journal pages or tags, whatever really. Then I'm using my pen. I'm going in and outlining the bookcase. That pen didn't want to work on there, so I've gone for a slightly thicker one. It could just have been that my paint was a little bit damp still. I'm using loose sketchy lines to draw around that. And then I'm just going to start selecting little elements that are going to fit onto the shelves. And kind of auditioning things, seeing where they're going to work best. Wanting this to feel like shelves full of Christmas presents and treats. So once I've got that done, I'm then stuck them all in using some Art by Marlene sticky glue. I'm starting to think about adding some shadows just to give things a bit more depth, and outlining as well. And then the final touch is some more words to go on these shelves. I can't actually read what that says, but that was a really simple thing to create. It was quite easy. You could just as easily divide the tag into shelves if you didn't want to create that bookcase shape. Nice and easy idea really. And then just going in and adding more marks on there and smudging that white pen just so it's nice and soft. And so that's day 22. Hopefully see you again in a couple of days for the rest. Bye.